Happy Monday. Thank you for joining me for this week's Unlocking the Magic of Leadership. Now, we are approximately 75 days into Trump's presidency, and I'm always interested when things are happening at a very large level, whether organizationally or culturally, what lessons can be learned from the leaders that are making or not making decisions. And so for the next 4 weeks, we're going to be diving into lessons that we as leaders can learn that are taking place at a much larger scale. And so when we're thinking through it, we've talked before in the past about the fact that you need different leadership styles to deal with different situations. It's the same thing if those of you who know and like and are around small children, you need different styles to be able to get results from the different children. This doesn't change as we become adults. We need different styles depending on the moment. So if there's massive amounts of chaos and confusion, that takes a distinct leadership style versus moments of calm where people are maybe a little bit bored. That takes a different leadership style. And so for the next 4 weeks, we're going to be diving into what are those areas that are happening at this global level and what can we learn from them? What tools can we learn based on what is or is not happening? Now, the 4 areas that we're going to cover is the very first one, slow down to lead fast. I learned this lesson when I was at Disney, quite painfully, and we're seeing it show up quite painfully again. And so we're going to talk through what does that mean and what can you do about it. Now, the second lesson is say it and do it. How can we be consistent with both our words and our actions? Because when you're in a leadership level, whether you're leading a team of 4 or a country, people are looking for those discrepancies in what you say versus what you do. And when those discrepancies arise, it causes a lack of trust, a lack of motivation, a lack of engagement, all of these pieces that we really want as leaders on our team. Big piece of that is making sure that you are consistent in what you say and what you do. The next piece is clear beats confusing every time. So as we're sharing information, what can we do to make sure that it's consistent and that it's clear? So those that are following us and reporting to us aren't dealing with the negative outcomes of what happens when it's not clear. And then finally, we're going to talk about how words can either win or wreck leadership. What you say, once you step into a leadership position, what you say has a really big impact, even if you don't mean for the impact to be that big. I'll share some stories about my time in leadership and also pull from currently what's happening around us. So make sure, stay tuned over the next 4 weeks for tips and tricks that we can learn from the current presidency. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Have an absolutely amazing week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. As always, don't forget, we got this.